Hello, beautiful dragons! I am your host, Heather, and welcome to Booktube Newbie Tag. This is a booktube tag that people do who are newbies. I have no idea if it's okay that I do it, since this isn't an exclusively booktube channel, but I want to do a lot of book content, so it should count. It should be appropriate for me to do a newbie booktube channel tag. I'm going to do it anyway. So, the Booktube Newbie Tag basically consists of answering questions. It's very simple. It was first created by a channel called Brenda C. back in 2014, and Booktube channels still do it to this day. So, let's get started.
Why did you start this channel?
I think this question was pretty much covered in the intro video that you should go and watch if you haven't already. Pretty much, I just want to talk about what I'm passionate about, and one of those things is books. So I'm going to talk about books. I really wanted to do a book club, so that's another reason why this channel kind of exists, I suppose. But yeah.
What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube?
What are some fun and unique things? Me? Am I fun and unique enough? Is that an answer? I mean, well, it's me. No one's like me. I'm gonna shake the camera. I did that with my mind powers. See, I'm so fun and unique, I can move the camera with my brain.
Do it again.
Okay. See? Amazing. Well, I don't know how to phrase the sentence. I love reading. I always have loved reading, but I'm pretty new to reading all the things that other booktubers have probably already read, that are probably, already doing. I guess in the world of Booktube, which this channel isn't a Booktube channel, technically we're doing other things besides books, so there's that fun mix. I've really got nothing else to say that I can say is fun and unique, apart from this space, and the words that come out of my mouth when I decide to speak English correctly. That's all I got for you.
What are you most excited for about this new channel?
I am most excited for my book club, in case that wasn't clear. I am very excited to do a book club. I wanted to be a part of one for a while. I tried, and then social anxiety got the best of me, so I just started one with my friends. That's what I'm most excited about. I'm most excited about sharing the new reads that I do, of milestones with reading that I get through, and getting suggestions for books I've probably never heard of. Oh, also reading indie authors. I'm finding out so many indie authors and self-published authors. I really want to read a lot of their books, and I'm really excited about that.
Why do you love reading?
Why do I love reading? I think Sam from iCarly described it best. It's like a movie, but in your brain. That's why I love reading so much. You literally picture the whole thing in your head. And I know a lot of people, I know no two people visualize in the same way. But for me, it is either like I'm making a movie in my head, or I'm part of it, especially first person. I'm very much like, I'm in this story. And that's, I'm somehow sitting alone with a book in your hand. You're transported anywhere, and it's amazing, and it's just magical, and it just shows how powerful the human brain mind actually is.
What book or series got you into reading?
This is a tough, not a tough question to answer, but technically I was reading when I was really young, and then I took a break, so I only really count when I brought up reading again, and that is His Dark Materials series. I started reading that on a commute that I did for a course that I was doing, and And I've been reading consistently since, and I'm actually very proud of myself for doing that. But his Dark Materials, which is a really good series.
What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers?
Well, first, is it okay that I'm doing this? It's probably not a good answer, but is this okay? Do I count? Please accept me. Please. I love reading. Other questions? I always ask book recommendations, of course. Can I please have some book recommendations? What are your book recommendations? I tend to avoid questions of... I know it seems counterproductive and things, but I tend to ask like, oh, how can you improve? What mistakes can I avoid doing? And to me, those tend to feel like someone who feels a bit superior to you talking down to you. So no questions like that. I'm gonna stumble through all of the mistakes that I make that you've already made myself, and I will figure it out myself. What content do you do beyond talking about books? That might be a good question. I think I might struggle on that a little bit. Is there other things to do besides tag videos? Yes? No? I'll wait. I don't really have any other questions. I'm very bad at asking questions.
What challenges about starting a booktube channel do you think will be the hardest to overcome?
Well, I think this is true with any channel that I would have started, and most people would have started, is this crippling self-doubt. That is probably one of the hardest things to overcome. I think I'm doing all right so far. Might come up a bit later, but yeah, self-doubt, low self-esteem, anxiety, all those juicy things that everyone loves. Beyond those challenges, as I probably guessed, I think content creation and coming up with videos and things might be a bit of a struggle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's always a challenge as well to gain an audience, especially when there's so many other people out there doing it. And again, that comes back into the self-doubt. It's just, yeah, overcoming yourself. Once you get out of your own way, I think a lot of the challenges disappear. Well, don't disappear, but minimalize.
When did you start reading?
As I was saying, I read when I was a kid up until I went to, no, I still read in college. Up until I went off to university, I was reading, and then I had like a long break at university. So since I picked up reading again, it's been about 2.5 years.
Where do you read?
Oh, it's a few places where I read. There's the very popular my bed, in my bedroom, on my bed, on the sofa in the living room, and in front of my computer, because I like to listen to music whilst I read, and in the computer is a good spot, especially if there are other people in the house.
What kind of books do you like to read?
I like to read a lot of different kind of books. I'm open to any kinds of books, but my top genre that I always come back to is young adult fantasy. Always love me a young adult fantasy book, or an adult fantasy, just fantasy in general, but preferably young adult.
Oh.
So those are all the questions that are asked for the Booktube Newbie Tag. Hopefully you've learned a bit more about me and you've gotten to know me a bit more. I'd like to hear some of your answers in the comments. I'm not going to tag anybody. I don't know who I would tag even if I did, so even though this is a tag video, I'm not tagging anyone, and I wasn't tagged by anybody. I'm just doing this for fun and because I want to talk about books. So yes, gotten to know each other. Well, you've gotten to know me a little bit more, that's for sure. Subscribe to join the party. Bodhi slap that like button with consent. And leave your comments in the dungeons below. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love and light. How I read? Can you stop?